Sometimes when I am being real with myself, usually late at night when I cannot sleep, I wonder if I could ever get enough of her. Probably not.
Enough of A.She.R. Dude sounds like he is talking about a triple cheese pizza, not a girlfriend. Is this guy going to eat her? Is this 50 Shades of Lancaster Prep? I'm already confused.
It's a metaphor for insatiable desire.
Sounds like indigestion to me. Indigestion of the heart.
Welcome back to Heart Book Radio, the only show that dares to ask, is this book a literary masterpiece? Or just a dumpster fire fueled by teenage hormones?
And I'm your resident voice of reason, desperately trying to elevate this program above the level of, well,
Today's literary subject, is Keep Me in Your Heart by Monica Murphy. Apparently it is about a rich, injured football player who falls for a fashion-obsessed servant.
You clearly have not even skimmed the synopsis. The staff are referred to as servants, which, I might add, has caused quite the stir online. And the young lady is not a servant. She is complicated.
Complicated like my taxes after I tried to write off my pet iguana as a therapy animal.
This book is a sequel, you see, part of the Lancaster Prep universe. A universe, I might add, that is far superior to this installment.
Oh, here we go. You and your precious Lancaster Prep. You still have not forgiven me for calling it Lancaster whiny trust fund baby last year, have you?
He had depth you were clearly incapable of appreciating.
All right, let us dissect these characters like a frog in high school biology. First up, Rowan Lancaster, the injured jock. Sounds like a walking cliché, right?
He is grappling with the loss of his athletic future. It is a classic existential crisis.
Existential crisis? He has a broken ankle, not a terminal illness. My grandma had a worse fall chasing a squirrel and she was back to bingo in a week. This kid needs a reality check, not a pity party.
He is emotionally stunted, clearly inherited from his father. The legendary Lancaster.
Legendary for what? Being emotionally constipated. Sounds like a family curse. I bet their Thanksgiving dinners are more awkward than a middle school dance.
And then we have Arabella, a whirlwind of fashion.
Fashion? More like a fashion disaster. I saw one review that said she dresses like a confused peacock. I am picturing feathers, sequins, and a whole lot of regret.
She is insecure. Her parents are emotionally distant, which I suppose explains her eccentricities.
Eccentricities? She has got more baggage than an airport carousel, and her parents are rich. Boo-hoo, they do not pay enough attention to her. Cry me a river. Arabella. My parents made me wear hand-me-downs from my older brother and I turned out mostly fine.
She is seeking validation. It is a cry for help.
It is a cry for attention, more like she is the human equivalent of a glitter bomb, sparkly, messy, and ultimately annoying. I bet she diagnoses herself with, 5 different personality disorders based on videos.
You are being incredibly harsh.
I am being honest, these kids need a therapist, not a romance novel.
Despite its flaws, Keep Me in Your Heart does explore themes of loss, identity, and the complexities of family relationships.
It explores the complexities of how to spend your parents' money, maybe. I read one review that said the servant's thing was a major ick. Major ick, that is gold, Jerry, gold.
It is an outdated term. I will grant you that. A rather tone-deaf choice by the author.
Tone deaf. It is like calling your Chofia Jeeves in 2023. It is practically begging for a cancellation.
And the constant talk of intimacy does seem a bit excessive for characters of their age.
Excessive. One reviewer said it made them feel like a predator. A predator for reading a book. That is a new low, even for the internet.
Perhaps it is a bit much. I did find myself skipping over certain passages.
See, even you could not stomach it, and you will read anything with a vaguely British-sounding title.
I appreciate a well-crafted sentence, regardless of the subject matter.
If Arabella were a sandwich, she would be a peanut butter and pickle sandwich, weird, confusing, and probably gives you heartburn.
That is surprisingly apt.
Okay, final verdict. On a scale of 1 to 10 private jets, how many would you give this book?
I am torn. The writing is competent. The characters are flawed. They're servants. Issue is problematic. I would say 3 private jets. And one of those jets is missing an engine.
3 jets. You are being generous. I am giving it 1 rusty bicycle with a flat tire. It is a bumpy ride and you will probably end up walking.
That is all the time we have for today, folks. Join us next week when we will be dissecting The Viscount's Vengeful Vinaigrette, a historical romance about a nobleman who seeks revenge on his enemies through salad dressing.
I cannot believe I agreed to this.
Do not forget to tune in to Heart Book Radio, where we read the books so you do not have to. Unless you want to, then, by all means, knock yourself out.